Sometimes you're so focused on protecting yourself from men, you don't even realize it's the woman you're calling bestie and sis who's plotting your downfall. Hi, ladies. Welcome back to the feminine universe. I am so happy to have you here. I always point out that from an early age, we're taught to watch out for men. Don't talk to the guy in the creepy van. Watch your drink at parties. Don't let a man use you. Don't get knocked up and left in the struggle. And all of that is completely valid. But what we're not always taught is that sometimes the most real threat to you, your growth, or even your safety might not be a man. It might be the woman sitting right next to you, the one you've allowed into your life and opened your heart to, the one you might be calling bestie or sis, but the whole time you're classifying her as a friend, she might be classifying you as competition and plotting your downfall. Now, you already know I'm a girl's girl through and through. I believe in sisterhood, I am my sister's keeper, and all of that. But let's keep it very real. Not every woman you meet in life wants to see you win. And not only is it unrealistic to ignore that, it can actually be very dangerous. We've been talking about growth and elevation and how sometimes we can do things that hold ourselves back. But sometimes it's other people holding you back, whether you realize it or not. And if you don't realize it, someone may be poking holes in your boat while you're trying to paddle along. So in this video, we're breaking down 5 types of women you need to protect yourself from as you level up, because they will either delay you, distract you, or try to destroy you. So if you're ready to make sure there aren't any snakes hiding in your garden, let's get started. Number 1, let's start with one of the most dangerous types, the saboteur. You want to spot her early and cut her off quickly, because she's not just watching you or hating from the sidelines, she is actively working against you. In simple terms, to sabotage means to deliberately harm, damage, or undermine someone's plans or success, usually in secret, but if she's not skilled at this game, she might be sloppy and obvious about it. This is the kind of woman who will block opportunities behind your back, try to ruin your reputation, or try to convince you to pass on something amazing, all while pretending she's just looking out for you. Sometimes it's obvious, like bad-mouthing you when you're up for a promotion or planting seeds of doubt in your mind when you're offered a big opportunity. Other times, it's sneakier, like you say you're focused on getting fit, and suddenly she's baking sweets just for you, or always suggesting dinner at your favorite guilty pleasure spots. Overall, a saboteur doesn't want you to achieve positive things and doesn't want people to view you in positive ways. So whether it's your fitness, your relationships, your money, or your mindset, the saboteur is always finding ways to disrupt your elevation. And that is someone you need to get away from immediately. The second woman you need to watch out for is the competitor. First, let me be clear that being inspired by your friends is healthy. There's nothing more beautiful than a focused circle of women who uplift each other, hold each other accountable, and push each other to be better. But there's a big difference between motivation and competition. When a woman is secretly competing with you, it's not about her doing her best. It's about her being better than you. She only feels good about herself when she feels ahead of you. This is that friend who watches your every move just to try to beat you at it. You say you're saving up for a car, suddenly she's working extra shifts and maybe even getting a second job to buy it first. You mention wanting to start a candle business, now she's obsessed with launching her own candle line, claiming it's always been her dream, even though you've never heard a thing about that in your entire friendship. And here's one thing people often miss about competition. Some women will compete with you even when they seem ahead of you. It doesn't matter if you think they're prettier or that they have more money, privileges, or opportunities. The issue is they see your potential and they feel threatened because they know you have the power to catch up or even pass them. And remember, people don't always notice your potential right away. So at first, if you seem harmless, she might clap for you. She might even help you. But the moment she feels like you're leveling up too fast, the switch up will be swift. Suddenly, support turns to competition, and sometimes competition turns to sabotage. Third type of woman is the information broker. Now, in business, an information broker is someone who trades information for profit. But in everyday life, these are the busybodies who treat being in people's business like it's their full-time job. Let me be the one to tell you, they are not just curious. Nosy people are rarely nosy for no reason. I repeat, nosy people are rarely nosy for no reason. They usually want information so they can use it in some way because they see information as currency. Some of them love being the one who knows everything, the one everyone runs to when they need details. That's how they stay relevant, not by being interesting themselves, but by knowing other people's business. Sometimes she's gathering information to classify you, to figure out what box to put you in and how to treat you. Other times, she's storing information to use against you later if she needs to. Or maybe she's analyzing how she can benefit from you. What kind of resources do you have? Who are your contacts? What do you have access to? Here's something to look out for. The faster someone tries to learn everything about you, the more cautious you should be. Because genuine connections build naturally over time. When someone's rushing to collect the information without putting in the time, there's usually a reason. And realize that the information broker might not always come at you directly. If she realizes you're smart or guarded, she might go around you and befriend your friends or your family or your coworkers. Anyone who can give her a peek into your world. So when you see her face to face, she might act cool or even disinterested. But behind the scenes, she is pumping people for information about you like her paycheck and her bonus depends on it. And that's not curiosity, that's calculation. The fourth type of woman to look out for is the destiny swapper. Now, you've probably heard this term floating around lately, so I just want to give you my take on it. Now, I do believe that ultimately, what's meant for you is for you. But I also believe that there are people who will hover around you and still try to take what's yours. And whether or not they're successful, that's just something you don't want to deal with, because these types don't just want to compete with you. They don't just want to copy you. They want to try and replace you, to claim what was meant for you as their own. Let's use a little imagery. This isn't someone watching you fish because they want to learn. This is someone who wants your boat, your fish, and wouldn't mind pushing you overboard to get it. This isn't teach me your ways because your career path inspires me. This is teach me your ways so I can apply at your workplace, try to take your exact job, and act like you never existed. Now, I'll be honest, this one can get a little weird, and I don't like to sit in it too long because it just creeps me out, but I've seen it, and I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't talk about it. This person usually starts off super friendly. She compliments everything you do. She says she looks up to you. She always wants to be around you. And you might fall for the flattery at first. Then comes the imitation, your clothes, your laugh, even your exact coffee order. Though you could have sworn she told you she didn't drink coffee when you met. Before you know it, she's moving like she built the life you introduced her to. She's using your blueprint, your contacts, your access, and she might even start acting like you're the one copying her. Then comes the real shift. She starts pulling away from you, but trying to get closer to your circle, your friends, your coworkers, your man, even your mom. She's cold and distant with you, but sweet as pie with them. And in the worst cases, she'll start bad-mouthing you to those very same people. Sometimes even lying, saying you said things you never said just to drive a wedge between you and your people. It's like she does not just want to be like you, she wants to become you. And listen, this goes way beyond being competitive or shady. People who move like this, in my opinion, something's not right in their head or in their spirit. It's like they're this empty vessel and they're trying to absorb your existence to sustain themselves. So your best bet is to spot this too much too soon energy early and don't let it in. And if she's already in, I'd suggest you disengage quickly and quietly, because this type of woman is not always stable and you need to protect your peace and your safety in this situation. And last but definitely not least, group number 5 is a group of women that I call anchors and dead weight. Now, these women come in different forms, but the outcome is always the same. They slow you down or hold you back, mentally, emotionally, financially, or otherwise. Let's break down a few who fall into this category. First, there's the leech, the friend who always needs help, money, advice, or something. And of course, friends help each other. That's part of sisterhood. But what makes someone a leech is that they only take. They expect you to pour into them, but they have no intention of ever pouring back into you. Lately, I've also been reminding my ladies to watch out for sugar baby friends as well. Some women who can't or don't want to put in the work to finesse men try to have their friends fund their lifestyles. Then there's the perpetual victim, or the emotional vampire. Something is always wrong in her world, and a lot of times she participates in creating these situations. They stay in cycles of chaos, like breaking up and getting back with the same man 5 times in a row, and expecting you to show up and sit with them each time. They often define themselves by their pain or their struggles, and they want you to keep them company in their misery. Next is the past holder, or the one stuck in negative nostalgia. This is the friend who can't support who you're becoming because she's too attached to who you used to be. That version of you makes her feel more comfortable and more in control. She loves bringing up what you used to weigh, how you used to dress, the messy men you used to date, or the bad habits you used to have. And you might hear little jabs like, ugh, I miss when you used to keep it real and just say whatever instead of being all proper. And then there's the lazy friend. Now listen, I'm not here to judge anyone for not being as ambitious. Everyone wakes up to their journey in their own time. But when someone doesn't want more for themselves yet and starts guilt tripping you for wanting more for yourself, that's when it becomes a problem. And sometimes their stagnation causes them to guilt trip you every time you try to move forward because they feel left behind. And here's what I want you to understand about all types of women in this anchor category. Some of them don't always mean harm. They might care about you. They might not even realize they're draining you. But whether it's intentional or not, if someone is demanding so much of your time, energy, or resources that it's delaying your dreams or pausing your progress, that's still a form of sabotage. And in the end, it's up to you to recognize when a connection is costing you too much and might need to come to an end. Now, I know this might be a lot to take in, but I don't want you to let any of this discourage you, and don't let it make you paranoid, because most women aren't like this. Remember that most women you'll meet are just living their lives, doing their best, taking care of themselves, and trying to move forward. Some of them will be phenomenal, and you'll thank your lucky stars you met them, and you will hold on to them for life. But there are a select few that might show up as a wolf in sheep's clothing, a snake in your garden, or simply as dead weight, quietly keeping you from rising. And if your goal is elevation, you need to be aware of that, because sometimes you're doing everything right, but it's the people around you poking holes in your boat. So just use this knowledge to check your circle, to vet the women trying to come into your life, and to make sure you're surrounded by women who genuinely want to see you win. Women who support you, challenge you, and hold you accountable, always with love. Because like I said, there's nothing more beautiful than a circle of like-minded women who lift each other higher. And every woman deserves that. Find those women for yourself and be that woman for others. Until next time, ladies, Stay feminine, stay focused, and have fun.